Yo, what's goody? What's goody, man? How you doing?
Doing great, gentlemen. Doing great. Great topic tonight. When the one gentleman talked about in regards to the Steve Harvey situation, when the young gentleman talked about, he got his nice car and he works hard, he sees this, he smells the good food coming from his neighbors, and his wife is the guy's wife supported, even though he's riding a bike. I see that all the time here in South America. It is amazing how women see the value of the effort of manhood. My wife will tell you all the time, she never wants to be with a man that does not walk in with pride in his masculinity, because it allows her to be proud of her femininity. She doesn't have to substitute it. She don't want to trade it off. She don't want to, men and women got a form, and she don't want to hear none of that. She's like, I am all woman. It is your job to be 100% man. And when it comes to the topic of what do you bring to the table, she'll sit up at the front of the table with pride and say, I bring balance to the relationship. I bring cooperation to the relationship. We just talked about this not even 10 minutes ago in regards to you guys in this subject. And she said, I bring cooperation. I bring support. I bring submissiveness. I bring especially her business skills, man. I told somebody about a year ago on one of our streams, I said, since I've been here in Colombia the last 6 years, my wife has probably saved me in having to pay other people to do certain things, because my wife is a corporate accountant here. She's probably saved me at least $27,000 to $30,000 in having to pay other people to do certain things, get my visa work taken care of, the contracts for this apartment, the contracts for the property that we own in other locations. All those things were negotiated by her, to where at that point, a lot of guys that come to Colombia now hit us up. Hey, could you have Andrea do this for me? Or I'll pay her to do that. Or could you, I got a meeting. Could your wife be the translator for me? Because I want to make sure I get everything. She saved me, and all the things that she brings to the table. At the same time, I get a hot meal every single meals, plural, every single day. My wife says that I bring balance, meaning that I have the ability to be a full-time career woman and also be a full-time married family woman. And if a woman can't balance that, then that's on her. She has to work on that. And that's what my wife says that she brings to the table. First of all, that cooperation, that submissiveness. She's 100% with Kevin Samuels when he said soup, sandwich, support, and silence is what all men need. And she says this is globally. She says it's not just a U.S. thing. It's not a Latin thing. All men need sex. All men need a hot meal. All men need support and respect. And all men need sometimes just have some space. They need us to just be quiet and give them space to create. She says that, and this is all what she says just a few moments ago in regards to being what she brings to the table. She said, it's my job to manage the family and the unit as you lead us in the direction that we're supposed to go. She says, so your job is to be the leader. My job is to manage everything that's set up. And she does an excellent job. So when that brother said that you can do it on a bike and have that type of support in many Latin families and Middle Eastern families, or you can do it in a nice vehicle, he's 100% correct in regards to that. The question that I have for you is two questions for you, gentlemen. First of all, when are you guys going to get your passport? Let's get this out of the way. Ain't nobody asked. I'm asking right now.
We already got our passports. So you know what I'm saying?
That's all I need to hear. That's what I need to hear. Second question.
We got to travel.
We need to know what's the destination. That's
First destination. Come on down to Cali, man. The salsa capital. These women are built for relationships. It's not like Medellin, Colombia, because a lot of us break our teeth on Medellin and party time, which is cool. But Cali, Colombia, man, is 70% sisters. So you get your Afro-Colombian experience on, and it's actually the second largest Black city in all of South America outside of Sao Paulo, Brazil. So you got a lot of sisters down here. So when the brother Eli said, I want to marry a sister, all my mind was thinking like, what country? I wasn't even considering, because when you become a traveler, you start to come to the reality that you have global options of sisterhoods now. And you don't have to just say statistically, because over 72% of all Americans will live and pass on within a 50-mile radius of the hospital in which they were born in. You got a passport, and you don't have to live or pass on within that 72%. And the person that did that survey, just in case you want to look it up, Eli, anytime or any day, is U-Haul. U-Haul, the delivery service. They said 72% of all Americans will die or pass on within a 50-mile radius of whatever hospital in which you were born in. And that's sad. That means that if you were born in Philly, you'll pass on in Philly. If you were born in Detroit like I was, or some people in Tampa, or whatever it is, New York, you have a 72% chance of passing on in that area and not taking advantage of this global opportunity of all these beautiful women that they love us. They call us Black men beautiful. When was the last time you had women in the United States tell you, man, that you are beautiful? They appreciate you. They respect you, man.
What about the femininity? Is the femininity conditional, or they just come with the femininity?
No, it's part of it. Their mama taught them, their grandmama taught it. I remember I was doing a FaceTime with my wife when we first started dating, and her grandmother was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "I'm about to talk to Andre." She said, and we were, I've been traveling back and forth, so, for a while. And so her grandma was like, not without your face and your hair being done. She said, I suggest, Andre, she's going to call you back. So I don't even have to say anything about femininity. Mom, grandma, aunties, her friends, she checks her friends. Her friends be like, girl, I got no art. She said, do not be arguing with that man about something petty. Do not be a drama queen. So my wife is on top of them because they're always asking her for wifely advice to be a better woman themselves. So you don't even have to have the men saying nothing. We can sit back with our cervezas with a beer.
Question: since you do have the situation where you could talk from out of there, I want to know if you think it's a generational thing, if it's an American thing, or if it's a race thing, because, they always say, well, there's some truth into it. Black women are not taught to be wives, where there are other groups of women who are raised to be wives. Black women are independent.
That's a good question, because I'm finding that, and I have to admit this over the last year, man, from just talking to brothers that live here, just the Afro-Colombian brothers, they going through it too. See, the cinema of many countries is not large. So when I go to the movies here, 98% of the movies are from the States. So they watching the girlfriend movies, the Waiting to Exhale movies. They're watching sisters on reality shows. They're watching the Kardashians. They don't have their own bit of cinema like coming from the States. So these sisters are being bombarded with this independent woman thing in South America. And unfortunately, they're being halted by women. Halted by the dudes that are coming down here saying, sisters, y'all don't want to be like the sisters in the States. Slow that down. So they're slowing down. But I kid you not, there are a lot of, in other words, from all the countries that I've been to, North America, South America, Central America, and some parts of Europe, bruh, when it came to the sisters, no offense, sisters, and I love you, sisters are sisters. It's going to be that era of attitude. Number one thing in Spanish is that attitude, is that mouthpiece. It doesn't even matter if it's and that's the crazy part. You would think it would be, okay, I'm in South America. These women they're Latin, they're more traditional. And yes, they are. You're going to get that hot meal with the mouthpiece. You're gonna get that intimacy, but she's going to be going through your cell phone every time you turn around. And so
that's not like a compromise, because we get the mouthpiece and none of that other shit.
And that's what I was about to say. Because what it is down here, and I'll tell you what it is not that they're coming at us as men. They know the competition is deep. The one thing about South America, you got Venezuelans, you got Brazilians, you've got those that are coming from Ecuador. You got beautiful sisters that are coming up from Argentina. You've got women that are coming up from like I mentioned in the other last stream, coming from Guyana, where Chile and Rihanna's mom is from. So you've seen these gorgeous sisters everywhere. So do the women. See, women in the United States talk crazy because for the most part, they don't think they have any competition. Well, you know what, 70% of all sisters in the United States are obese, and I'm not. So I have no competition. That's how they feel. I can talk crazy to you because I have no competition. If you want somebody that's sexy like me, because the other 70% don't look like me, you're going to have to pay for it. Drop, and I see the women that y'all have on the platform. Beautiful women, really nice young ladies. Drop them in Colombia. You never see them again. They couldn't blend into this beauty. I've seen some of the hottest women that y'all have down there, and they be like on y'all lives, on y'all show, and they be like, I'm listening. I say, if they dropped Megan Gooden in Colombia, you never see again. She ain't that hot here. She is not that hot here. There are so many ultra hot. And I'm talking about down here where these sisters got natural afros, natural curly hair going there in their back longer than the Kardashians, no weave in sight. I'm talking about chocolate sisters to the sisters that are caramel. And so there's so much competition that the sister, when she finally get a good dude like you guys, they trying to hold on to you because they like, listen, I know as soon as he walk out that door, it's 15 more that got a curves like me, got a complexion like me, and they cater to you knowing that, listen, I need to make sure that my man is happy because I'm not like the women in the States that act like I'm the only one that can satisfy a man. Women in South America know I'm not the only beautiful one. I'm not the only one that can cook. I'm not the only one that can be submissive. I'm not the only one that can be cooperative. So I've got to go the extra mile. Women in the States.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You just sold the shit out of that shit.
You pitching this
shit.
Yo,
you pitched the shit out of that shit.
What city you said that was again?
Book my flight.
I'm in Cali, Colombia, man. Cali, Colombia is the capital of South
fucking flight.
We went from Steve Harvey to passport representative. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man. Yeah. Because I sit back and Steve is 66 years old. We got to realize this. We're talking about a dude that's not going to change his ways because it's making so much money for him. Yeah. He's like an old pastor. That pastor has built a church to 20,000 people. You think he's about to change his message? And he's seeing 80% of the proceeds that's coming in are coming in from the women that's buying his books, that's buying his cassettes or whatever it is. Like, I'm talking about old school pastors. And they never been the church. They never been built with the,
once he had women accountable next week, they didn't even show up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
TD Jakes back in the day used to have the man empowerment thing. To this day, he still got woman thou art loose. Let the man empowerment thing go almost 15, 20 years ago. Forget about men. They ain't bringing in no money. Let me keep this woman thou art loose going. And he's still doing those same those same functions every year and making millions every year off the back of telling lies to women. And I really, in all sincerity, gentlemen, I can't be mad at these dudes. If these ladies are still falling for this lie, who am I to sit back and trip on these dudes on the hustle? Because we all know that Steve and a lot of these pastors, it's a hustle. So if women want scammers, go to church because them dudes scamming and having babies behind their back. The last question I got for you guys is, you guys are younger than I am. I'm 55. And do you guys think in your lifetime things are going to get better? Based on, and be sincere, I'm not hearing, I hope it gets better. We all hope it gets better. But as far as your dating pool, like I always say, there's plenty of fish, but the water is murky. And so do you guys actually believe that in your lifetimes it's going to get better? And if it's not, why shouldn't you take advantage of global opportunities?
When you say better, you mean the dynamic between black men and black women, or what do you?
That dating dynamic. Because even if the friendship dynamic and business dynamic get better, will the dating dynamic for you guys having quality women to choose from and women having quality men, do you really think that that's going to happen? Your task, Kevin's task, Obsidian and O'Shea's task to bring us together. Do you guys actually think that's going to happen in your lifetimes? And I'm saying it to younger guys. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime. So that's why I got my passport left.
Not going to happen in our lifetime. You talk about years of psychological trauma and conditioning. Like, it's not going to happen within a lifetime. But hopefully, I think what we trying to do is plant the seeds into the next generation, and hopefully, I don't even think with the next generation is going to happen. Like, it's going to take a couple of decades to get this. You know what I mean?
The next generation, they worse than this generation. So I think it's like I said, with the kids that's coming up now, we gotta start with the kids because that's when they in their learning phase, and you can actually groom and teach them. So I think the generation of children will probably be the ones to change and make it better. I don't think it'll be.
I have conversations with men that's younger than us, like 20, 21, and they're saying that the women in their age bracket are expecting them to make 100K and X, Y. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So, listen, man, it's not gonna happen, but you know.
I definitely don't think it's gonna happen, and it's sad that we all got the same fucking answer. I truly don't think it'll change until women understand that men have to be the leader in a relationship for it to be successful. I know it might sound crazy, but ladies, if you make more than that man, he still has to be the leader in that relationship. Now, there's going to be things in your relationship where you can lead at, but that man should still lead the relationship. If you're comfortable with committing with him, you should also trust his word and judgment. Now, not saying you don't have a mouth before women get their panties twisted up, you know, but that man should lead that relationship into a successful direction.
Thanks.
Well, anytime you guys are ready to come down to Cali, come on down. I promise you this.
Flight. I'm on my way.
You're gonna be just like the rest of the brothers going back on the flight.
When we come out there, man, you gonna have to find some young ladies for us to have
I got you, bro. I'm telling you.
Y'all, I'm coming with my wife.
And I only deal with quality people anyway, so I don't deal. I won't take you to the hoods because I don't deal with hood. I take you to quality places where you meet quality women, really good spirits. Very one thing about Cali, Colombia is very artsy, kind of like New York, feeling very creative. So you have a lot of writers down here, a lot of actors. It is considered the black music. Almost like Atlanta used to be back in the 2000s and in the 90s when Atlanta, when it was Usher and TLC, and that's what Cali is going through right now as far as all of South America with the Afro-Colombian music. They got people here in Cali winning Grammys and things like that. So it's really a very eclectic, growing atmosphere here in Colombia. In the business side, man, it's just growing as far as opportunities for individuals such as yourselves, like you saying, cost of living.
Yeah,
you can spoil a woman and treat her with that masculine flair when you appreciate it, and you're making. When I make the amount of money that I make Colombian senator money. So when I get off the plane, I'm in the top 10%. I'm not dating the bottom 10%. If I'm literally getting off the plane, and you're making $35,000 a year as a U.S. citizen. In most countries, you rank in the top 10 money makers, whether you're in Portugal or whether you're in Colombia or Ecuador. And since you're getting off the plane, only making $35,000 in the top 10%, now you can not only just have a quality woman, an attractive woman, a supportive woman, but now because of cost of living, now you could do like I do and other people do. You can buy property, you can make investments, you can invest in oil, you can invest in coffee, you can do a lot of guys coming down here and they're just buying coffee and they're sending it back to the United States and opening up coffee shops now. So there's a lot of us brothers. It's a side of Passport Bros that's never talked about, and that's the business side and the cost of living side. Like I said, I think I mentioned this to you guys before I let you go. Our apartment that we've been in is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, vaulted ceilings. The building is only like 6 years old. We got $1 million view on the terrace. We got exercise equipment. It also comes with the cable, Wi-Fi, all utilities. We bought an Equinox in 2020 and paid cash for it. That's how blessed we were during the pandemic. And we have a parking garage. We've got security, and we live in the upper class, middle class neighborhood. We pay $380 a month for all that.
What?
Damn.
I want to ask you,
a month.
Is it easy to get dual citizenship in location?
I'm eligible for my dual citizenship next year. That's why I'm getting my Spanish. Mi español estudiando mucho estudiando.
You understand exactly what you're saying, man.
I'm about to.
We definitely
Yeah,
got to chop it up,
Colombia,
man.
Colombia, and most of South America allows you to have dual citizenship with the United States. So I'm excited to be in the next election, presidential election. I'll be there. Like my wife said when she went voting last year. You know, last year Colombia voted in its first Afro-Colombian female vice president, and my wife was able to be a part of that. And she said with so many Americans that had their citizenship and they were taking photos and they were so happy that they could vote for the first time using their new Colombian citizenship. Even though I don't have citizenship yet, I still have a line of credit. So I have my credit rating looking like bam, just like in the States. So I can buy this property, that property, that property. I have my visas, and I also have my bank accounts. I also have South American investments. So I'm investing in Guyana because they just ExxonMobil just got a contract yesterday, actually, with ExxonMobil going to Guyana, and Guyana is going to pass up the United States for offshore oil drilling. And so they already said Guyana is going to be the next Dubai as far in the next 10 years. Is actually rated as the top growing economy of all countries in the world till at least until 2026. I mean, they are doing amazing things, and that's down. You know, that's only 2 countries away. It's an all-black country, and so now I could take advantage of the Guyanese. I can't say all-black because it's actually Guyanese and it's Indian. East Indian. And so take advantage of those investments. Why? Because I only pay $380 a month for this spot. So if you bring it in $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month, and you only paying you can do some amazing things. While I'm looking at my brothers and sisters back home in the States, like you guys just said, you got $100,000. You scratching the back of your head. You wondering, you robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I'm looking at you dudes going through these struggles, and I'm like, and you got passports? Y'all letting Austin Holloman do all this? He going through to Africa. Man, listen, I'm telling y'all, brothers. Y'all, I love what y'all doing, but I would love to see you brothers.
We pulling up, man.
We
do something on the internet. I don't care if you go to DR and do a live stream, or if you go to and there's some, not talk about the party area of DR. I'm talking about go to Santo Domingo, where they have the only subway system in all of the Caribbeans. And me and my wife wrote it. And a lot of people don't even realize they got a subway system that's better than anything I've seen in the States on an island. And so just to see you guys do some live streams from other countries to showcase that there are sisters in other countries. A lot of people don't even know that the existence of Afro-Colombians exist. And there are over 10.5 million Afro-Colombians. There's over 5.5 million Afro-Colombians. There are over 14.5 million Brazilians. There's only 13.5 million Afro-Americans. So there's more in Brazil. Only 6% of all ships landed in the United States. Over 60 to 70% landed here in South America. The first founded city by those that were let's put it in servitude. Those that were in servitude, right here, the city of Palenque is the first town that Black people actually had with themselves in all of the Americas. Not in South America, not in Central America, not in North America, the little town of Palenque. And people come from all over the world to go to this town, to go to the first Black town ever after this time period of mass shipment. And so there's so much to enjoy, like I often say here, and like I mentioned, and before I let you guys go also, one of the things about Colombia also, the eating. United States ranks number 37 in the world for the last 10 years as far as health is concerned. Colombia is ranking number 30. It's number 5 in the world for drinking water. The United States doesn't even make the top 40 list.
Yeah, America feeding niggas cancer now.
Yo, dude, man, listen, listen, at 55, man, listen. The dude asked me today, he said, Dre, how is it as far as your, he said, I'm trying to get your business, but how is it as far as your intimacy? I say, bruh, I'm like a racehorse down here, bruh. I say, I'm better at my game better at because my game is better at 55 than at 25, because what is it? because South American women, even before I met my wife, they love older dudes. So the more you taking care of yourself and your health, man, the hottest young chicks be. Dude, I'm married. I'm Lord of the Ring, and I'm still fighting off the hot sexes. They mama, they aunties, and the youngin. So yeah, I need dudes like y'all down here anyway.
Yeah, we meet you at the landing.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I got a truck. I meet everybody at the airport anyway.
Listen, we definitely gonna have to chop it up off stream about this, man, and figure something out. But let them know you got a YouTube channel, right? Let them know where they go.
Yeah, you guys can meet me. Come over to our channel, Love Crossing Borders. We are at 6,500 in Love Crossing Borders. I do consultations for people that are coming from everybody from regular everyday dudes to multimillionaires that are moving to Colombia and trying to get out to the United States. I help them all relocate. If you're doing a vacation, I put together a vacation package for you. Like I say, my wife, she does contract negotiations for everybody that's coming down here to buy property or build a business. They like, well, I don't understand. Like some guys understand Spanish really well, but they don't understand Spanish as far as business terms. Right. So they'll hire my wife to say, hey, Andrea, could you do me a favor? So forth and so forth. So Love Crossing Borders, we got Mostly Money TV, where we're at like 117,000 subscribers. And we do politics in regards to for older people that are thinking about relocating to another country. And so we kind of like support them as well. And then my wife, Andrea Wales TV, she has a channel. But we've been doing this this will be our fourth year. This is our fourth year this past April. And so what we try to do is, and I kid you not, guys, in closing, we try our best to show the positive side of Passport Brothers and show brothers in a positive light in other countries, because we always have this negative image, and no matter where we go. And like you guys were saying earlier, brothers always got to go the extra mile. So I bust my butt to always showcase positivity. Nobody can ever say, man, I saw Andrea out there. He was creeping and hollering at a bunch of women in Colombia. He full of no, nobody. I don't stay faithful just for my wife. I stay faithful because of my people. And I want people to see that there's some positive brothers out here doing things with passports.
Yo, man, we appreciate you, man. Like, we always enjoy you and you always support us, man. We definitely appreciate that.